Today, obviously, as I'm from sales, I'll be talking about our professional services. And as you know, the professional services that we offer regarding Zabbix, most of you, I guess you have seen our website, pretty much they boil down to these 9 services. But I don't want to make this boring speech where I would emphasize only myself talking about the services that we do and why we do it. Today, I want to focus on one particular service, which is the technical support. Why? Because it is our main revenue generator and the main service that we do provide for our customers. And instead of me talking about it, I will have a guest in a short moment, and the technical support, who is obviously the customer of our technical support services, and here you can see all the tiers that we currently offer as for our customers, and there's a red mark on top above the enterprise technical support, which says best value. So is it the best value for whom and why? This is why I would like to welcome on the stage Laszlo Resce from Affidea. Laszlo, nice to meet you here in Zabbix Summit in person. How are you feeling?
Thank you very much for the warm welcome. I feel very welcome at the summit, and I have to tell you, it's lovely to be part of this community. It's very nice.
Great. Maybe you can introduce yourself to the audience, like who are you, how long time have you been with Zabbix so far?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Laszlo. I work at a company called Affidea. My role is IT Operational Excellence Lead. If you know what that means, after this talk, please come to me and explain so I understand as well. Jokes aside, my role is to provide Zabbix as a platform for our company where engineers can integrate into their field and have their operational excellence checked, right? The KPIs, the SLOs, SLAs, etc. Compared to most of you, I'm probably a little bit new in the Zabbix community. I started working with it 3 years ago, although today I'm a Zabbix certified expert. So I have some experience with it, working with it.
Well, happy to hear that you have gradually grown in Zabbix community with also your experience. Then maybe you could tell quickly about Affidea, what industry, what do they do?
Yep, sure. Affidea is a pan-European healthcare company, and we operate in 15 countries, almost 400 centers at this point, and probably it's already 400 to be honest, since we made these slides, because we are growing very, very fast. Now, this scale lets us operate and many clinics and many centers and provide healthcare for over 40 million patients per year. And the scale lets us do, well, I think I would mention 2 major things. First of all, we have centers of excellence because of the scale, which means we have multiple specialists in one field. And good luck trying to find people who are specialized in medical care, like one small part of your brain, for example. It's very hard. But if you can find multiple, you can create a community of knowledge. And this is what's hard to pull off, but it's very, very valuable if you can do. And of course, we have 40 million patients, which means petabytes of data, a lot of monitoring load, of course. But also the clinical research is something that we are proud of, because if you step through the doors of an Affidea center, you will be treated and you will get a service with petabytes of anonymized data behind you, supporting our doctors, clinicians, technicians, etc.
All right, well, I'm always happy to see that so many industries and different companies are using Zabbix, and it's not really just for the network monitoring, right? And healthcare industry is a perfect example. And so many centers around the world and different countries, so how big team is taking care of Zabbix for Affidea?
Well, this is
Affidea.
better now. When we started, before our work together with Zabbix, we were only me, basically, managing our Zabbix instance for entire Affidea.
Applause for the brain behind it.
I mean, it thanks to the tool and not my expertise, to be honest, because Zabbix is very nice to use and easy to deploy and scale. And, but now we have more specialists, Zabbix certified specialists and users and myself. So we have more people.
All right. And then talking about the range of things that you are monitoring with Zabbix, maybe you can talk about that.
Yeah, you would think that we have like monitoring CT and X-ray and all the modalities that comes with healthcare, but actually underlying all of that is always just IT, right? So servers, VMware, Azure, whatever cloud provider you choose, networking, Cisco, and that's the basic stuff, the IT that we all know and love. We also have, of course, specialized use cases from centers where we have to do synthetic monitoring to get the user experience, or certificate monitoring, and just clinician or radiologist monitors being monitored, because otherwise, how can you ensure that what they see on the screen is actually worthy of draw a conclusion of, right? So all the basic stuff. What I would mention, for example, which is something for me is a lovely experience, is VRFs. If you are not very familiar with networking, that's virtual routing and forwarding. I had to talk to many vendors, and VRF monitoring is, for some reason, is just not something that is in their scope. With Zabbix, it was, thanks to the technical support, 4 clicks, and now I can monitor all my virtual routing, which is critical environment, by the way, if you have multiple networks connected to the same site. So, a lot of stuff.
Well, a lot of stuff mentioned here, so definitely I imagine that it's not born in one day, and you have to invest some time into configuring all of this, but yes, it can be done, and that's a proof. And then when you came to us with a request for professional services, as I understand and remember, the initial question was, guys, can you help us out with an upgrade, right?
Well, yeah.
And then how it grew from the upgrade to all of this right here I am clicking.
Yeah, so how we started this, of course, we went on the Zabbix website, we grabbed the most popular business tool called Excel, and we started to calculate all the different costs that we would like to pay for in return of services. And we came up with a pretty reasonable number with a lot of services. And then we went to the Zabbix sales team and we said, this is what we would like to have. And the Zabbix sales team said, well, everything that you want is actually covered in our enterprise support for half the price, by the way, which was very surprising, right? Because they didn't say that, well, send me a PO and I will send you the invoice. They said, we can do this smarter, more beneficial for you, for us. It's a structured way. So then we started to set up this project, because everything you see on the previous slide with the monitoring stuff, half of that was not here in our company before we started. So we wanted to upgrade, first of all, our version of Zabbix. We wanted to upskill our people, and we wanted to have some HA, so high availability, and not the redundant type. We wanted to high availability by itself, so making the system more reliable, basically. And we achieved that, I think, through the enterprise services.
Right, because basically all the list of these items which we see here on the slide, we could, and of course the annual support itself,
yeah.
We could summarize in the services which are provided and included already under the enterprise support package, as you said. So is there any particular service which you value the most from the whole package, or?
I would say that just being able to have conversations, domain-specific conversations, because of course we have our own domain-specific conversations with engineers who already know our domain and understand and also understand Zabbix on the highest level, was very beneficial because there is a twist, because we didn't just upgrade from 5.2 to 7. We also moved from a completely package-based Zabbix installation into a containerized installation in the same time. So the upgrade path was from packages to containers on a different version. And this is not a default upgrade path that you would take. It's not documented clearly step by step. So we went to the engineers. We said, this is what we would like to do. Help us create a plan. We created a plan, and the plan was so well thought out that the execution was successful at the first try. This is something that made us even bigger believers in Zabbix, because we also had a problem with database, because we were so much behind in version in Postgres that we were on version 13 with some timescale 1 point something. And you can imagine the matrix of upgrading all of that without error on the first try is very, very hard. Well, not very hard, but if you go into containers as well, it becomes to be tricky. And just the open conversations that we can have with Zabbix is something that we value the most. But from value-added perspective, I think the trainings were, for us, also in the package that we have, in the support package, was very, very valuable, because now as we have a lot of certified users in the company, finally they came to us saying, okay, I'm an engineer, my job is not monitoring, but I actually have a service that I would like to monitor, help me. And now they understand that most of the features that they want is out of the box in Zabbix, which means they are asking for it more frequently because they don't feel like they are imposing a lot of work for us. They understand that, well, this is a feature, why don't we use it? So training is also something. And the environment review was, all of them was very important. Environment review was always something that I was thinking about, okay, but do we need it? Well, we did. So during the upgrade process, of course, we were optimizing the performance of the system already, because we had to. But the environment review also pointed out a few critical issues, which after we solved, we are going for 6 months now without any kind of alerts inside of the Zabbix internals, so no alerts at all. Well, this is something that, of course, maintenances are still in place, and if your site goes down for maintenance, that also Zabbix will go down on that side, but that's expected. And the journey of going from around 3,000 new values per second to 6,500 new values per second, and going from 3,000 hosts approximately to 4,500 enabled hosts, you would think that we would increase our TCO, right? So bigger environment, bigger cost. Well, that was not the case. Of course, prompts to the engineers for optimizing Zabbix, so 5.2 and 7 is so much more performance optimized that we didn't have to increase at all our Zabbix environment. So it's still running on the same machines, double the size, which is amazing. And of course, you would think, of course, if you have like 12 cores of CPU under a proxy to begin with, we have very minimal machines running our proxies and our servers. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So basically, to summarize this, you have saved not only money on the resources, technical resources to run the Zabbix environment and monitoring and everything, but also you got all required services in one bundle for a cheaper price than it would be buying all it separately. And training for 48 people right away costs a bit.
That's exactly what happened. And I think also one point that makes my vote next to the support contract is that you don't have to employ a Zabbix expert, and I know I'm talking about against myself here, but you don't have to employ people who are like 10 years of experience with Zabbix. I have junior colleagues who last week was able to upgrade all of our VMware templates with the help of one of the Zabbix support engineers, and it's kind of a complicated process for us because we have a lot of vCenters and different link templates. But they were able to do it without any kind of downtime, any kind of errors. and the person is Zabbix certified specialist for a week. So not that experienced.
Well, thank you, Laszlo. Thank you so much for your time, your presentation. And yeah, the final question, I guess, do you plan to enjoy the enterprise support in future as well?
We think so, yes.
Happy to hear. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And yeah. Here's a little thank you gift from Zabbix itself.
Thank you very much.
So enjoy that as well. Yeah.
Enjoy the rest. Bye.
Thank you. So, guys, I think you heard, and if you want to share next year your story here on the stage and get some cool Zabbix merch for free as well, so please let us know. We'll be happy to have a conversation with you. And quickly to finalize then, sure, the enterprise support is a great option, and there's a reason why it is called best value support tier. But obviously, it's not always meant for everyone. So here, just to run quickly through the 5 support tiers, the silver is meant for small environments which are limited to 1 Zabbix server. That's it. If you have more servers or more proxies, or a lot of questions, this might not be suitable for you because it's limited to 1 server and just 8 questions or 8 tickets per year. Then gold tier already opens up the door for unlimited tickets a year, plus it is, you can cover basically all your environment with it regarding servers and proxies. And mainly the question is if the 8x5 support is okay for you in your time zone. If yes, this could be a very good option, but if you need the 24/7 support, then the platinum support tier kicks in. And here also with every support tier, you can see that the support contacts, how many people from your company get access to it, grows as well. And also for platinum support, there's the emergency response time, which is not available for silver and gold, which means that if you have a blocker, we will react to your ticket as soon as possible within 90 minutes maximum. To be honest, actually, we do it a lot quicker, but this is just to be on the safe side. Now, the enterprise tier, I think you heard it all. It has everything that the previous tiers have, plus a lot of services on top. So if you're looking not only for access to the technical support portal to our support engineers, but you have training requirements, upgrade requirements, consulting requirements, then this is the tier for you. And the final tier, which is the global, it basically covers a lot more times what it covers the enterprise regarding the added services and added value. But it's basically meant for global teams where it's not just one local team, but spread team across the whole globe. We have to support every single team in their own time zone. And yeah, so that's for the global companies, which is why it's called global. And then the final thing is for MSP support services. So if you are a MSP support provider, then this is not in any way applicable to you, but we only care in MSP case how many hosts do you have in your Zabbix environment, or environments, multiple environments. So we don't care how many customers you serve, it's your business, but only the number of hosts that decides in which tier you will be. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being with you here, and if you have any questions, I don't know if we have the time now, but definitely in the evening in the networking events, I'll be there so we can catch up. And stay updated with Zabbix. Help us to help you. Reach out to us. Here's our contact information. Regardless where you are, you can reach out to the responsible Zabbix subsidiary. So thank you so much.
And we do have a couple of questions indeed. So first one, and this is what I think we hear often. Can potential customers request to customize the available support offerings to their needs?
Yes. Well, I mean, with the small tiers like silver, gold, platinum, there's nothing really much to customize. They are quite already pre-fixed. But when it comes to enterprise and global tiers, definitely we can do that. If you like the enterprise tier, but you don't need a specific service inside of it, we can remove it. Potentially also the price might decrease.
Then we have another kind of vague, I guess, question, very generalized, but in your opinion, what is the most important part of having Zabbix technical support? I guess what would be the most beneficial or most important to customers?
Well, I mean, the capability to have the whole Zabbix support team at your laptop, basically, any time of the day when you need, I think that is the most valuable thing, and that's the core of the technical support. And obviously, if you need more, you can always be sure that we will be able to support all your requirements based on the additional services provided in the tiers.
Thank you.
Thank you again.